Hi everyone, and welcome back to the second part of my alternator relocation video. So I've left it a few days or more, and I've got back to the project, as I said, just waiting for bits and bobs to come through sometimes. So taking it slow, can't go anywhere to get any parts, or everything has to be ordered online. I'm just going to take the actual old pulley that we had off, and it went on simple enough, but I think it needs a little bit of persuasion coming off again. I do like to put the bolts back so I don't lose them, because I know that sometimes I don't go straight back to the job the day after. So bolts that I can replace even temporarily, I tend to put them back on in just 5 minutes without tightening, just take them off so I don't lose them. So many bolts. So again, we'll have to pull it off because it won't come freely. So again, just using basic tools like we always do, and nice and steady, just ease it off again. So what we can see now on the bench is this is the old pulley. So you can see here, which is just a single groove, a large groove, and just compared to the one that I was after, which is the twin with the smaller belts. But like we said before, we do want this to run on 2 belts, not 1. It's a lot better, and it'll pull a lot better as well, I think. So we'll just see how the new one fits. Should go straight on without any problems. It does seem a little bit smaller than the other one, but then again, like we said, the other one was quite large and had a single groove in it, so a lot heavier, to be honest. We're not really going to put the other pulley in front of it because we don't really need it. Apart from this is slightly different because there's 2 types, and even though this is not exactly the right type, the other one's deeper to accept this front pulley on a lot better. But to be honest, even with 1 pulley afterwards on the steering, let's say, pump should be okay anyway. So it's a lot lighter on the front, so I'm fine with that anyway. This one fits fine. As I go along, I'm continuously, all the time, just checking that alignment to make sure those belts are where I want them to be, making sure that the pulleys are where they want to be as well. Like I say, it's painstaking, but it's going to be 40, 50, whatever, how many times it takes. But it's very important that we actually get them where we need them to be, so they're all aligned and straight. So that's why I have to keep continuously putting the pulleys on, making sure nothing doesn't touch. Everything looks right and follows a straight line. For what regards myself as well, you can see from here, I could do with a bit of a haircut, but unfortunately we're in lockdown, as you all well know. I can't go out anywhere for a little while, so it's either me or Mrs. Antonio needs to do my hair, but to be honest, I'd rather keep it long. Well, then we'll deal with it. So yeah, like we said, it's a case of putting it together, then as you can see here, stripping it all down again continuously, but it doesn't matter as long as we get it right and we get some kind of alignment, because the last thing we want to do after all our efforts and everything, even though this is a temporary bracket, we said it's nothing defined, just pieces of scrap metal put together, but that's not the point. The point is it's got to be straight. Then off this one we need to make the proper one, then I need to make another one yet for the Pajero that's got the same engine on, so I'll be doing the same job, let's say, on the 4D56 on the Pajero as well, so we can get these alternators above. So it's just a bit of patience, like we said, mounting and then dismounting them again. It's just something I have to do over and over again, but in the end it'll be all worth it. I'm sure it'll be all worth it once we've finished. For what regards tensioners, I've thought of reusing one of the timing belt tensioners. It should do. It's wide enough to take both belts, and I think it should do the job fine. We'll keep it compact, as you see there. I need to cut it up a bit, but I can't see it being a problem really. It should fit nicely there. The belts, we'll just have to work out. Again, the bracket, I may be changing it, because one of the things I want to do is find a common size belt. So I don't want to go to a specialist for a specific belt. I want it to be something that if it breaks down anywhere with the belt number, let's say, I can replace them. I can buy spares with no problems. And again, most of the parts, as you can see here, like I'm using like the tensioner, I'm trying to find parts that I can order, modify quite easily, so it's not something specific that's all of a specific build. I think the bracket's specific enough as it is. All the ancillaries need to be, let's say, available, easily available. That's the plan anyway. Yes, as you can see here, a lot of tools out just to make a very small bracket, really, if you think about just a basic bracket. But it's amazing how many tools all of a sudden you start getting out. You need one thing, another. But it's coming along. As you can see, there's one bolt at the bottom there, like we've always said. Then if we turn around to the front, you can see there's the original 3 as well that mounted on the old steering pump there, 3 bolts, and 1 at the back as well, as you can see there. So there's 5 bolts holding this, which would be more than sufficient. With the actual belts as well, pulling it towards the engine, I think that should be more than sufficient. But like I said, it's all trial and error. This is a version 2. You can see I've tacked it in there nice and clean. You just need to weld it in and look out for the distortion. Be careful, because it will pull out and things. My welder, I've only used it a handful of times. Great machine. Just trying to find the sweet spot here, as you well know, with the gas. Sometimes there's a bit of wind because I have to MIG outside. So like I said, just have to adjust the gas. But you can see here how it's coming along now. Not too bad really. So you can see we've actually put in the top part as well. So it's actually now holding itself together. So we're getting there a little bit at a time. Tack it in, making sure it's aligned, as you can see there. Alignment, trying to keep it straight. But then we said this maybe further on, depending on the belt sizes, because some can be ½ an inch bigger or smaller, can make a difference. So I might have to go up or down with the bracket, depends from the size, whether they're bigger or smaller, to make sure it doesn't all just work off the tensioner. So here you can see the tensioner, how it's going to work. It'll just go up and down, as you can see there, just slide up and down, taking the tension. So it's compact, all on one bracket. I've made it so if I don't want this anymore, I can simply put everything back together like it was again, making it nice and basic. I can still use the bottom setup and the side setup for the steering pump. So here you can see it together, more or less just tacked together. Like I said, yes, it does look rough. Like I said, it's not a finished product. It's just to see if it works once we get all the belts and everything done. So I may leave this for a little while before I actually do the other pump, the steering pump bracket, because it does take a little bit of time to line it all up. So I want to get these belts sorted out first on this side. Once I'm happy with that, start the other side. In the meantime, I may start doing other jobs. So I'm happy with this. It's compact, it's simple, should do the job. It's all 6mm, 5-6mm steel. So even though it's a temporary kind of thing, it's quite strong really. It should do well. As you can see from here, you can easily get to all, that's just what I wanted. You can easily service it, get to all the parts, ancillaries if there's a problem, quickly substitute it if you have to. That was the whole idea, keeping it simple, straightforward to work on. Lights have come through as well, so as you can see here, I may be working on some sheet metal in the week just to make a little bit of a change, and see maybe if we start integrating these lights and making the front end, just to give a change, to get off these brackets for a while, then I'll get back to it. Okay, thanks for watching. Till next time, catch you later.